Okay, so today we're going to dive into the narrative structure of that 2025 Korean BL My Bias is Showing. You've probably heard the buzz, right? It's this fan idol romance. You've got Na Ae-joon, this kind of reserved math teacher.
Played by Kevin from Omega X.
Right. And then there's Choi Si Yeol, the smooth K-pop idol, played by Kim Kangmin. But here's the thing. If you're going in thinking this is just some sweet, wish fulfillment fantasy, well, you're kind of missing the point.
Mm.
The real kicker, the thing that makes it interesting, is that the whole relationship starts on, like, rotten ground.
That's exactly what we're digging into, how this whole romance is actually built on a pretty devastating conflict. There's this chain of deception
Right.
started by a huge misunderstanding
Mm.
and this, like, calculated revenge plot.
Mm-hmm.
So the journey is really from that messed up beginning to, well, maybe something genuine. Can love actually fix a start like that? That's the question.
And it gets even more layered, doesn't it? Because Si Yeol's big lie, it's actually caused by another secret.
Exactly. There's this whole secondary couple drama bubbling underneath.
Si Yeol's bandmate, Joo-ha, and Ae-joon's cousin/roommate, Kyu-sung, their breakup is actually what triggers everything.
It's layers of miscommunication, layers of secrets, all tangled up with, real feelings eventually.
Okay, so where should we start? Let's begin with Ae-joon himself. Na Ae-joon. So yeah, he's painted as this super responsible guy, high school math teacher, very organized, maybe a little timid.
Yeah, definitely reserved.
Yeah.
But then he's got this whole other life, right? The secret.
Totally secret. He's a massive fanboy for the idol group A1.
A huge fan.
And his ultimate bias, the one he's totally devoted to, is Si Yeol.
And for a guy like Ae-joon, you gotta understand, fandom isn't just like a casual hobby. It's almost psychological. It's necessary.
How so?
Well, his job, being a teacher, it's all about rules, order, keeping his emotions in check.
Right. Very bummed up.
Exactly. So following Si Yeol, being part of the A1 fandom, that's his escape valve. It lets him feel things, get inspired, It's totally separate from his stressful day job.
A safe space.
A total safe space. And the sources even use this great Korean term, deokdongsa-go.
Oh, yeah. What's that mean?
It basically translates to a fandom accident. Like, he didn't plan it. He just fell into it.
Right.
Suddenly, unexpectedly.
Okay, I like that. It makes his fan identity feel really pure, almost accidental.
Which makes what happens later even more crushing for him when you think about it.
Definitely. So this fandom accident turns into, well, an actual collision when A1 decides to film a variety show at Ae-joon's high school.
Oh, man, yeah. The timing.
He's trying so hard to be professional teacher Na, but his bias, Si Yeol, is right there. And Si Yeol deliberately picks him, the obviously starstruck math teacher, to be his partner for the show, his co-teacher.
And that moment, Si Yeol choosing him, is key. From Ae-joon's perspective, maybe he thinks, oh, he noticed I'm a fan, or maybe he thinks I'm cute.
Yeah, like a dream come true moment.
But we, the audience, figure out pretty fast that Si Yeol's interest. It's not about attraction, not at first. It's completely calculated. He's got a plan.
Okay, hold on. This is where it gets wild for me. Si Yeol, this huge idol, right? He's going to risk everything, his career, his image, to mess with some random teacher he barely knows. Based on what? An assumption.
That seems extreme, yeah.
It tells you something about him, though, doesn't it? Maybe how impulsive he is. Or maybe more, how fiercely loyal he is.
I think it's absolutely about loyalty. Protecting his friends, his inner circle, that's like his main driving force. The whole plot really hinges on this chain reaction, this mistake he makes.
So walk us through it. How does he get from A to B?
Okay, so his best friend, Joo-ha the bandmate, he's completely heartbroken. Why? Because his ex-manager, Kyu-sung, dumped him. Out of the blue.
And Kyu-sung is Ae-joon's cousin and roommate, the connection.
Exactly. Now, Joo-ha is obviously devastated. And Kyu-sung, trying to make a clean break, apparently told Joo-ha he had a new boyfriend. It gave, no real reason, just, I have someone new.
Right.
Super vague. So Si Yeol, seeing his friend in pain, happens to see Ae-joon's name pop up on Kyu-sung's phone during, a vulnerable moment. And he jumps to this totally wrong conclusion. He thinks, aha, this Ae-joon must be the new boyfriend, the guy who hurt Joo-ha.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the mistaken identity part.
That's the core mistake.
Yeah.
So the plan forms basically out of this misguided sense of justice or protection for Joo-ha.
The plan being, what exactly?
Revenge. The CEO figures the best way to hurt Kyu-sung, the ex-manager, is to go after the person he thinks Kyu-sung cares about, now Ae-joon.
So he decides to seduce Ae-joon,
Yeah.
to make Hyosung jealous and miserable.
Pretty much. Inflict the same kind of pain Joo-ha is feeling. That's the goal.
That is, wow, okay.
And he goes all in right from the start. Those early episodes, he's actively pursuing Ae-joon, using all his idol charm, his fame, but it's all fake. It's all based on this lie.
Which creates this massive tension for us watching,
Yeah.
because we know the truth.
Huge dramatic irony. We see Ae-joon living out this ultimate fantasy, totally unaware that the foundation is just poison. It's like this emotional bomb just waiting to go off.
Yeah, but it's interesting, the bomb kind of backfires on Si Yeol too, doesn't it? The deception starts to unravel because, well, he's maybe too good an actor.
Or maybe not acting at all after a while. That's what happens in those middle episodes, right? Ae-joon's totally understandable fan crush starts turning into real feelings.
He's falling for Si Yeol for real.
And Si Yeol's fake flirting, it sparks something real in him too. The lines get incredibly blurred.
Yeah, the writing there is really sharp. You see Si Yeol's plan just falling apart because his own emotions get in the way.
Totally. He starts feeling things that are definitely not part of the script. Like actual jealousy.
Oh, yeah.
He gets possessive when Ae-joon talks to other people. Even when he talks to Hyosung, the very person he's supposed to be targeting through Ae-joon.
Which makes zero sense for the revenge plot.
Exactly. It shows his real feelings are breaking through the facade. The plan becomes kind of irrelevant and honestly really morally shaky for him.
I think that drunk confession scene is huge for Si Yeol's side of things.
Oh, absolutely. A major turning point.
Ae-joon wakes up the next morning at Si Yeol's place, all fuzzy, can't quite remember what he said or did.
But Si Yeol remembers everything. He knows he pushed Ae-joon, manipulated him into this vulnerable state where he confessed. And the kicker is Si Yeol realizes he feels it too.
He's trapped by his own success, in a way.
Yeah. The weight of what he's done really hits him. He stops seeing Ae-joon as just a tool to get revenge on Hyosung. He sees this innocent, vulnerable person that he's actually genuinely falling for.
And he knows he built this whole thing on a lie. That's gotta be heavy.
Immense guilt starts setting in. He knows the potential devastation he's caused.
Okay, let's pause on them for a sec and pull back to the catalyst. The original breakup. Hyosung and Joo-ha.
Yes. We have to talk about them because their story isn't just some side plot. It's like the engine driving the whole train wreck.
And the irony is huge.
It's the core irony.
Mm-hmm.
Hyosung, the manager, roommate guy, he wasn't being cruel when he broke up with Joo-ha. It wasn't malice.
So why did he do it? And why the lie about a new boyfriend?
It was a noble lie. That's the term the analysis uses, a noble lie.
Okay.
Meaning he did it for Joo-ha's sake. He believed their relationship, especially with him being Joo-ha's manager, was somehow holding Joo-ha back. Maybe it was against company rules. Maybe he just thought Joo-ha's career would soar higher without him.
Wow. So he broke his own heart and Joo-ha's heart, thinking he was protecting Joo-ha's future.
Essentially, yes. He sacrificed his own happiness, told this lie about having someone new, which, again, Si Yeol completely misinterpreted all to push Joo-ha away for what he thought was Joo-ha's own good.
Man, that is tragic. And that single act, that hidden sacrifice.
Creates all the fallout. Joo-ha's left completely confused and in pain. Si Yeol takes on that pain, twists it into wanting revenge.
Which leads him straight to Ae-joon under false pretenses.
Exactly. Hyosung's secret noble lie is the direct cause of the main couple's entire initial conflict. It adds this whole layer of angst underneath the, fluffy fan idol setup.
Okay, so the stage is set for everything to blow up. And it does. The truth about Si Yeol's revenge plan finally comes out. Ae-joon finds out.
And it's devastating for him.
Insane.
It's not just heartbreak, like finding out a crush doesn't like you back.
Yeah.
It's a violation.
How so?
Remember that safe space we talked about? His fandom, that Deok Tungsa, the pure fandom accident?
Yeah.
Finding out that his bias, the center of that safe world, was intentionally using him as a pawn. It shatters everything. His trust is just gone, obliterated.
And Ae-joon shows real strength there, I think. He doesn't just cry about it.
No, he acts. He quits the variety show immediately. He creates distance. He basically says, my self-worth isn't tied to you or this show, which is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, that's a strong move. And that forces Si Yeol's hand, right? The game is up.
Completely. The revenge plot is dead and buried. Now it's all about, redemption. Can he fix this?
Does he even want to at first? Or is he just caught?
Oh, he wants to. By this point, he realizes he's genuinely deeply in love with Ae-joon. The focus shifts entirely from revenge to regret, and then to trying to earn forgiveness.
Which requires more than just saying sorry, given the scale of the lie.
Way more. It requires proving his feelings are real now, regardless of how it started. He has to show that the calculating idol persona who cooked up the scheme is gone, replaced by someone who genuinely cares.
And how does he try to do that?
We see him making these big, sometimes public gestures. He uses a radio show to send indirect messages. He's constantly texting, video calling, just relentlessly trying to break through that wall of hurt Ae-joon put up.
Right, the wall is definitely justified.
Totally justified. Si Yeol has to prove over and over that his love now is sincere and outweighs the manipulation that started it all.
So that the final stretch of the drama is really about that reconciliation process.
Exactly. Healing. Can Ae-joon bring himself to trust again? Is Si Yeol's repentance genuine enough?
And spoiler alert, it works out. Ae-joon is eventually convinced. He sees the sincerity.
Slowly, yeah. It's not instant. But Si Yeol's persistence and genuine remorse eventually win him over.
And they manage to move past all that deceit, build something real.
They do. They get to have that sweet, open, affectionate relationship that Ae-joon probably dreamed of, but this time it's real, rooted in honesty, finally.
And the other couple gets their resolution too, which is satisfying.
Yes. Kyu-sung and Ju-ha. The truth about the noble lie comes out. They finally talk about the sacrifice, the misunderstanding.
And they reconcile too.
They do. It brings everything full circle. You get this overall feeling of warmth, of healing, the perfect ending image for that journey, from total mess to cozy contentment.
So wrapping it up, we trace this path from like a really messed up beginning, this calculated revenge plot born from bad info and loyalty,
all the way to a real love that needed a ton of growth, a lot of apologies, and basically a public display of atonement to even have a chance.
Yeah, it really shows how complicated relationships can be, even the ones that look like fantasies on the surface.
And I think what's interesting for you, listening, is thinking about that contrast, the manipulation versus the genuine growth that follows. Can a relationship built on such a broken foundation actually become strong? This drama suggests maybe, yes, if the work is done.
Okay, so that leaves us with one final thought for you to chew on based on everything we've discussed about My Bias is Showing. We saw two really significant lies driving this whole story, right? There was Kyu-sung's noble lie, the one he told supposedly to protect Ju-ha.
Break up for his own good, supposedly.
And then there was Si Yeol's lie, the revenge plot, driven by anger and misinformation. Definitely more malicious, at least in intent.
Yeah, very different motivations there.
So, thinking about those two types of deception, one meant to protect, one meant to harm. Which one do you think is ultimately harder to forgive? And why? Is it the lie told out of perceived love or the lie told out of anger?
That's a tough one. Something